Demonstration of if statement. Main, then int num. So main is basically function, so it is compulsory in every program. Now bracket open, int num, that is number is an integer, so int num. Printf, enter a number less than 10, semicolon. So here we are telling that the compiler to enter a number which is less than 10. Now scanf. So here we are scanning that number. So %d. So %d is written because that number is an integer. So %d, comma and num. So ampersand is ampersand, and ampersand is given before any integer or any quantity. So scanf %d, comma and number and num. Now if num is less than or equal to 10, so here it is comparing num with 10. Now printf, what an obedient servant you are. So here we are printing that you have entered a right number which is less than 10. So it is a demonstration of if statement. So this was program for demonstration of if statement. So first we entered a number which is less than 10. Then we scanned that number using %d and ampersand num command, that is scanf function. Then we compared that number. We verified that his number is less than 10, and then we printed what an obedient servant you are. That means your number is right now, that we have printed. Now we will look at flowchart. So this is flowchart of this program. First we are starting, so start is written, then arrow is pointed to print enter a number less than 10. So here we are printing that enter a number which is less than 10. Now arrow is pointing towards input num. That means input num means we have to enter that number and receive that input of that number. Now arrow is pointing toward his number is less than 10. So is num less than 10. So then arrow is pointing to yes or no. So there are two conditions, that is yes or no. Then if yes, print what an obedient servant you are, and if no, then stop. So this is basically flowchart. So after starting, we are printing enter a number less than 10. Then we are giving input of that number. That means we are receiving or perceiving input of that number. Now is number less than 10 or greater than 10. So we are comparing that number with an integer 10. Now we are if it is we are checking if it is yes or no. So if it is yes, we are printing what an obedient servant you are. That means you have entered a correct number. So that is we are printing. And if no, then we are stopping this program. So this was flowchart of demonstration of if statement.